Can you believe there's a small country in Asia, barely the size of New Mexico, that somehow manages to capture the world's curiosity with stories both bizarre and breathtaking? Welcome to Vietnam, the S-shaped nation stretching along the eastern edge of Southeast Asia, with a land area of about 332,000 square kilometers. Vietnam may be compact, but it ranks among the top 15 most populated countries in the world. This little country is home to UNESCO World Heritage, wonders like Ha Long Bay and Phong Nha Ke Bang National Park. Its landscapes are as diverse as its climate, from misty mountains in the north to tropical beaches in the south, all along a coastline that stretches for more than 3,000 kilometers. But Vietnam isn't just about stunning scenery. It's a place where unique traditions, bold flavors, and surprising customs collide in ways you won't find anywhere else. From unforgettable food to mysterious rituals, Vietnam has earned its reputation as the most sinful yet irresistible paradise in Southeast Asia. Stick around, because we're about to dive into the quirks and secrets that make Vietnam unlike any other country on Earth. Number 1. Motorbikes, the two-wheel kingdom. Vietnam has around 75 million registered motorbikes, making up nearly 90% of all vehicles in major cities. Almost every adult owns one. The reasons are simple. Motorbikes are affordable, fuel-efficient, and perfectly suited for Vietnam's narrow alleys and hidden backstreets where cars can't go. And it's not just about getting from point A to point B. On a motorbike in Vietnam, you'll see refrigerators, live pigs, potted trees, even entire families balancing gracefully on two wheels. Watching the chaotic swarms weaving through traffic, I can't help but wonder, do the Vietnamese secretly possess a kind of traffic telepathy the rest of us will never understand? Number 2. Vietnamese women. Tradition meets modern power. Forbes once named Vietnam the country with the highest percentage of female CEOs in Southeast Asia. Yet women here are still labeled as leftovers if they're not married by the age of 30. Nearly 40% of businesses in Vietnam are led by women, an astonishing number in the region. In Vietnam's feudal era, women were considered second-class citizens in a rigid, male-dominated system. Daughters were seen as less valuable than sons, and women were expected to obey their fathers, then their husbands, and later even their sons. Their voices in politics, education, or business were almost completely silenced. Today, the picture is strikingly different. Women lead companies, gain international recognition, and openly challenge outdated norms. Yet expectations haven't disappeared. On average, they still spend more than 5 hours a day on household chores, regardless of their career status. And family pressure to marry before 30 continues to echo in modern society. But a new generation is changing everything. More women are delaying marriage, focusing on careers, or embracing single life on their own terms. Dating apps are booming, symbolizing freedom rather than obligation. When I think about these women balancing careers, families, and centuries of ingrained tradition like Olympic triathletes, I can't help but wonder, does society owe them far more recognition than it has ever given? Number 3. Coffee culture. From street stalls to $1,000 civet coffee. Vietnam is the world's second-largest coffee exporter, just behind Brazil. Robusta beans, bold and highly caffeinated, are the country's signature. The crown jewel is civet coffee beans eaten and naturally fermented in the stomach of civets, then collected, roasted, and brewed into a smooth, sweet, aromatic cup that can cost more than $1,000 per kilogram. Yet coffee here isn't just for the elite. It's an everyday ritual. From roadside stalls to modern cafes, you'll find drip filter coffee served with condensed milk, egg coffee in Hanoi that tastes like liquid tiramisu, iced milk coffee fueling mornings in the south, and coconut coffee offering a tropical twist. In Vietnam, coffee isn't just a drink, it's a lifestyle. And I wonder, is this secret rhythm of coffee breaks what keeps the country buzzing with such unstoppable energy? Number 4. Superstitions and strange beliefs. Shops and homes keep small altars to the god of wealth, with incense burning to attract prosperity. Weddings, store openings, even moving house, none happen without carefully selecting an auspicious date. Numbers carry power here. 4 is avoided because it sounds like death, while 9 symbolizes eternity and good fortune. A SIM card packed with 9s might sell for hundreds of dollars, while one with too many 4s is left unwanted. Even baby names are chosen with guidance from zodiac charts and numerology, believed to shape a child's destiny. Looking at these customs, I can't help but ask, are these just old superstitions? Or are they a way of giving order and meaning to life in a world that often feels unpredictable? Number 5. Bizarre everyday scenes. Sidewalk barbers set up shop with nothing more than a chair and a mirror. On sweltering days of 35 or even 40 degrees Celsius, people wrap themselves head to toe in jackets, gloves, and masks, all to protect their skin from the sun. At the beach, instead of bikinis, you might see swimmers fully covered in long-sleeve outfits. Pharmacies often sell medicine without prescriptions, saving time but startling newcomers. These habits may look strange from the outside, but they're woven naturally into everyday life here. And it makes me wonder, what's really stranger, the way Vietnamese people live, or the way the rest of us expect things to look? Number 6. Vietnamese cuisine. From comfort classics to fearless bites. Vietnamese cuisine is one of the richest in the world, and it's often the reason travelers can't bring themselves to leave. Some come for a visit and end up staying for years because the food alone is that addictive. There's pho, the national soul in a bowl. Banh mi, the world's best sandwich. Cam tam, a southern comfort food you'll crave forever. But Vietnam also challenges you with daring dishes, balut, raw blood pudding, coconut worms. The sheer variety of flavors, from comforting bowls of noodles to adventurous dishes that test your limits, is part of what makes Vietnam irresistible. It's not just about eating, it's about discovering culture through taste and watching how visitors react, from delight to shock. I can't help but wonder, is food the secret ingredient that turns a short trip into a lifelong love affair with this country? Number 7. Unique marriage and funeral traditions. In the northern mountains, traditions like wife kidnapping sound alarming, but in reality, it's symbolic and consensual. A way for couples to show commitment before families agree to a wedding. Among the Red Dao, it's the woman who proposes. The groom moves in with her family, and children carry her surname, a matriarchal culture rarely seen elsewhere. Funerals also reveal deep connections between the living and the dead. Some groups feed the departed as though they were still present. Others carve wooden effigies to chat with ancestors at family meals. The most elaborate ritual is the grave-leaving ceremony, held years after death, where remains are exhumed, cleaned, and reburied with days of music and dancing. These customs are not morbid, they're celebrations of life's cycle, reminding us that death doesn't always mean separation. Number 8. Markets like nowhere else. In the south, floating markets crowd the rivers at dawn, boats piled high with fruit and vegetables. Sellers hang their goods from bamboo poles so buyers can spot them from afar, a pineapple for pineapples, a pumpkin for pumpkins. In the north, the yin-yang market is something else entirely. Held only once a year during Lunar New Year, it takes place in near total darkness. Candles flicker as people buy incense, rice, and black chickens believed to ward off misfortune. No bargaining, no counting money, just quick, silent exchanges, as if the trade itself is with the spirit world. Number 9. Nightlife in Vietnam. Night markets glow with stalls selling everything from souvenirs to steaming bowls of noodles. Rooftop bars and nightclubs pulse with music and neon lights, rivaling any big city in Asia. Yet the most beloved nightlife scene is humble. Bia Hui, fresh beer served at sidewalk joints on tiny plastic stools. It costs less than $1, but the laughter and conversation it inspires are priceless. And then there's karaoke, where friends gather, voices soar, and nobody cares about hitting the right notes. Vietnam's nightlife isn't just about entertainment, it's about connection. Number 10. Mysterious places and natural wonders. Haunted villas in Hanoi that nobody dares to live in. Abandoned hotels in Hue with entire empty floors. Natural wonders like Ha Long Bay, with its 1,000 limestone islands, and Sun Doong, the world's largest cave, so vast it has its own ecosystem. From Ninh Binh river valleys to the rice terraces of Sapa and Ha Giang, from the ancient lantern-lit town of Hoi An to the beaches of Phu Quoc, Vietnam's landscapes are as diverse as they are unforgettable. They're the kind of places that make you stop, stare, and realize just how small you are in the grand picture of nature. Number 11. Festivals and traditions. Tet, the Lunar New Year, fills the country with blossoms, fireworks, and hope. The Perfume Pagoda Festival blends spirituality with breathtaking nature, as pilgrims travel by boat through limestone valleys to sacred caves. The Hung King's Temple Festival unites millions in gratitude to the nation's founders, with incense rituals and folk performances. These festivals aren't just cultural events, they're reminders that community and tradition are still at the heart of Vietnamese life. Number 12. Cost of living and travel tips. With just $700 to $900 a month, you can live comfortably in Vietnam. Affordable housing, meals for $1 or $2, cheap transport, and friendly services make it a dream for travelers, expats, and digital nomads alike. If you're visiting, keep in mind a few tips. Get your e-visa, use Grab for safe transport, dress modestly at temples, smile when bargaining, and follow the crowds when picking street food stalls. You'll not only save money, you'll have a safer, richer experience. Closing. So there you have it, Vietnam, a small-shaped country that punches far above its weight. From buzzing motorbike jungles to women rewriting centuries of tradition, from street-side coffee that fuels the nation to food so bold it makes travelers stay forever. This is a place that constantly surprises you. Add in the mysterious caves, breathtaking rice terraces, and festivals that blend spirituality with pure joy, and it's easy to see why so many fall in love with this land. But here's the real question. Out of everything we explored today, was it the food, the traditions, or the natural wonders that shocked you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, this is just the beginning. There are even more sinful secrets and unexpected stories waiting in our next journey. So don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you'll be the first to discover what's coming next. Until then, keep your curiosity alive, because the world is full of surprises you won't want to miss.